Okay, let's start setting up our formula, figuring out the orientation, which way this hyperbola is going, and then filling in our A, B's, and C's, and we are done. Okay, so again, anytime I give you two pieces of information about a set of foci or a set of vertices, I'm actually giving you three very powerful pieces of information. Number one, the center is the midpoint of those. So if I average my x's, so the average of negative 11 and 9 is negative 1, and then the y should be exactly the same. Average of negative 3 should be negative 3. Then I have my center. So that's important. Second piece of information is these foci are left and right of each other, which means it has to be opening left and right. So I know the orientation as well. So I know the center, I know the orientation, very important pieces of information. And I also know the distance between this center to either one of these. So it's from -1 to -11 or -1 to 9 is 10 spaces. So by definition, I also know the letter C, or the value of C. So now that I have that, let's take a look at my setup and my signs and my values. Okay, so once again, since I know it's opening left and right, okay, I know that x has to be the positive fraction, y has to be the negative. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. I also know that my center is -1, -3, so it's going to be x plus 1 and then y plus 3 quantity squared. 2 down, 1 more to go. All I have to do is figure out what the heck A, B, and C are, put those numbers in, and I'm good. So now this is where this information comes into play. If I know one of the vertices, this particular vertex is 7, -3, all I have to do is figure out how far apart are these two. Look at the changes. If this is -1 and this is 7, that's 8 spaces away. And that by definition is letter A. Okay, so A is 8, which means once again, A goes underneath the positive fraction. Now one more and I am completely done with this equation. So this needs to be B. I have A, I have C. I don't have any other information for B other than the fact that the relationship between those, is the Pythagorean theorem. I accidentally ellipsed for a second. Okay, so A squared plus B squared, I don't know, equals C squared. So that's going to be 100 minus 64, which is 36. So B equals 6. That's it. Piece together the information after you set up your formula and you are done.